Welcome back to another edition of This Is How I Do. And today we are going to do a video, beat breakdown on how I made Monolith off of my latest project, Grill Talk Mixtape, Volume 1.
Sinners avoid, give you a high, then it's a slump, gotta be tough. Can't let them see you sweat. Heart race, take a breath.
Okay, let's get into it. So first, I want to start off with the sample. Around this time when I was working on this project, a lot of it was digging for older records for that gritty, dirty feel. And one of my resources that I use from time to time is TrackLib. TrackLib is, if you don't know what TrackLib is a website that holds a lot of records or compositions, music from vinyl records, from vintage records from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, 80s, and even newer music that sounds like older music, and producers who compose original samples that sound like older music. So yeah, I was on TrackLib. I found this very obscure avant-garde, I guess, type record by Matino Stanco. It's the main melody that you hear that goes throughout the whole beat. I guess as soon as I heard it, it made me think about like if Tyler the Creator made a beat for him and West Side Gun or Griselda to rap on, like all of them to rap on, you know what I'm saying? But it's like more in like Tyler's like older world, but in something that West Side Gun and then will rap over now. So that's what I immediately heard. I chopped it up in Serato sample, and I'll play the first part of the sequence. So that goes on for 4 bars, and then there's there's 4 bars, and then there's a 2-bar turnaround, which was kind of crazy that I did it that way. Now that I'm seeing it, it's not like 4 bars and then a 4-bar turnaround. Here is the 2-bar turnaround. And then of course it goes back to the top. So then on top of that, I used Soothe. The sample sounded really gritty. It had some frequencies in it, and it's probably kind of messing with your ears a little bit now. And Soothe, in layman's terms, gets rid of a lot of unwanted frequencies in kicks, bass, anything melodic. It does a really great job of that. So if I play the sample, you'll see Soothe actively working. The second part of the beat, which is actually the third, but I'm showing you second, is the 808. For the 808, I used this plugin, this very wonderful plugin by Ramzoid, shout out to Ramzoid, called 808 Cooker. It's a VST that strictly plays 808s. I use the Cookie 808 here. Very simple, very straightforward. And on the last 808 note here, I used pitch bend. I used the modulation wheel on my MIDI controller just to make it, because the beat, you can't see the title of the beat, but I call it Descent because it just feels like you're going into this like deep dark cave or whatever. And so what I did when I'm imagining that and I'm hearing like the sample and just seeing those colors, I added the last 808. I made it like pitch down an octave, but like slowly, like not super fast, but it kind of goes slow to like the bottom of where it can go on that last one. So okay, now to the meat and potatoes of how I arranged everything. So like I was telling you guys, the 808 was the third part of the beat. The second part of the beat was a break from AJ Hall. If you don't know about AJ Hall and Left Field Breaks, that's his company. You need to check him out. And within the break too, which is really dope, he adds a lot of fills and like, you know, with snares and like toms and all that, which I use for the intro. So I'll just play it right here. But I ended up chopping up the original. And then of course, like towards the end, there's a turnaround here, which I'll play towards the end here. And what I did too is like, I wanted to like add some variation. So you'll hear it throughout the drum break. So yeah, so essentially like I chopped it up, you know what I'm saying, made it like, did some variation on it. I actually bounced my audio, I bounced my MIDI to audio so I can do even more processing. So I'll show you some of that here with the main sample. I used Valhalla Shimmer, which is a really cool reverb that you could get from this company called Valhalla. Really dope name, by the way. Yeah, it's just one of those really cool plugins that I added to add more atmosphere to the sample chop. I used the cassette tape emulation plugin from Waves Factory, just to give it more texture and more of like a vintage kind of warbly feel. And I also used a plugin called Microshift by Sound Toys, which just added like some width to the actual sample, and to kind of just break up some of that like bad resonant frequencies or whatever. So I'll add everything one at a time. Oh, and then I added Soothe on top of that as well. So I'll kind of add everything one at a time so you could get the full effect of how everything sounds. Then for the 808, I added some distortion with a plugin called Rift. Really dope plugin here. And then I added Knock by Decap, plugins that knock, just to kind of like clip the 808 just a little bit. So I'll add both. I'll take them off and then add them back on so you can hear the difference. And what that riff does, as you could probably hear, it adds like a rattle to it almost. Like it adds some static on the end of it, you know, gives it like that real dirty feel. And like throughout the beat, man, just added some stuff for texture, like just some, you know, effects here and there. And I panned them left to right. What did I use to pan this? Oh, I used Pan Man to pan this. Left and right here. And then for those that really pay attention, I added some Metal Gear Solid sound effects in here. Pretty cool. And that pretty much does it for this video. Thank you for watching another This Is How I Do installment. I think I'm gonna do some more beat stuff and then some more recording stuff. And make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, catch you guys on the next one. Peace.